Passengers fan out on the grass. Officers swarm a suspect. Firefighters check if anyone is still left on the plane. The scenario playing out at the Key West International Airport is a familiar one to some of the participants.
When the tower called and said, we have a hijacked airplane coming to you on April 1st, my initial reaction was, yeah, right, April Fool's Day, okay.
That was 2003. Peter Horton was on site when Adermis Wilson Gonzalez commandeered a turboprop plane from Cuba with more than a dozen passengers, including his common-law wife and her young son. His journey to freedom ended in a 20-year sentence. He's still behind bars. In an email to the Associated Press, he says he felt, quote, "It was worth it, although I also think I deserve a bit of peace." After the hijacking, the plane went through several hands and eventually was left where it is today for training drills.
Personally, it was quite a thrill for me to see something from Cuba, which I've never been back to in 54 years.
But Horton, the airport director, thinks the plane should be sent back to Cuba.
What if we had a Delta Airlines or a U.S. Air airliner that had a problem, and because of that problem, mechanical problem, it had to land in Cuba? What would the Cuban authorities say? My nightmare was that the Cuban authorities would say, well, you can have yours back when we get ours back.
While bureaucratic limbo has grounded the plane, local officials and first responders have gotten a lot of mileage out of it preparing for the next emergency. Suzette Leboy, Associated Press.